Monday's footy news on AFL.com.au. Hello everyone, Matt Thompson reporting from the Carlton Football Club, where Brett Ratten is in the spotlight. But the club is going on as business as usual today. Chief Executive Greg Swan had very little for us when he arrived at the club this morning.
Boys, not me, I think.
Is there any developments today at all?
Will you be meeting to discuss the Ratten's position?
Then later in the day, a statement from President Stephen Kernahan on the Blues website. He said, while they were disappointed with what happened on the Gold Coast quite clearly, they won't be rushing to any decision on Brett Ratten's future and any other decisions for that matter. It'll all have to wait until the season is over. That will be on Sunday when the Blues take on St Kilda. It'll be all over after that, and we could very well be back here in 7 days' time for a decision, you would suggest. Now, all the while everything's happening here, Mick Molehouse, the man who many people are tipping to take the reins here at Carlton next season, is quite clearly positioning himself. He appeared on radio today and said for him, it's next season or never.
It's decision time at the end of this year, end of this season.
I still say there's probably a flicker of light, but I've also understand that the game moves, and I'm not going to make a fool of myself.
You haven't sort of said to your manager, no, if anybody approaches, just tell them no. You haven't said that.
No.
Interesting stuff from Mick Molehouse there. From a player's perspective, well, I guess they're just trying to get on with the job. We can see here these pictures that they took part in a closed training session with Brett Ratten at the helm earlier today. The players trying, at least, to stick by their coach.
I reckon he's a great coach, and hopefully he stays at the club for a couple of years. I'm here for 2 more years, and hopefully he's here because he's taught me a lot about football.
Hawthorn now sits atop the ladder after Saturday night's pulsating win over Sydney. But there is one problem they need to rectify if they're to live up to their flag favouritism.
The last couple of weeks we gave Geelong a fairly big head start, and on the weekend we gave Sydney a big head start as well. And against those quality teams, you're going to lose more matches than you win if you give those teams that start.
And when asked about his best on-ground performance against the Swans, Burgoyne very quick to deflect the adulation.
I just see myself as one of those, versatile players who can add flexibility to the team. And the more players we have in that group, the better we're going to be. So I'm just probably going okay at the moment.
For Sydney, the equation is simple if they want a home final.
You go down to play Geelong in Geelong and you win, you stay in Sydney the next week. So it's very simple. I think we've got to this point with some pretty good form. We go down to Geelong this week to try and take on a terrific team on their home ground, but we know what's at the end of it, and the end of it is if you win this week, you obviously play at home next week.
And Longmire certainly wasn't complaining about the Swans' tough end to the home and away season.
We think we've been fortunate to play a couple of those games in the last couple of weeks where the pressure's been enormous.
At Fremantle, confidence is high after winning just their second game in Melbourne without skipper Matthew Pavlich.
Yeah, obviously to lock the finals away is a great result, but we're not looking too far ahead. We've got Melbourne this week, and it's another important game. Whether we play, anyone here, North Melbourne here, or West Coast here, or Geelong away, or whatever, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. So.
And it's a similar story in Adelaide, where the Crows have re-established themselves in the top 4 after ending their MCG drought against Melbourne last night.
We haven't won there for a while, and we got to start winning games at the G, because obviously that's where the big games are played.
And that's a look at what's happening in the footy world this Monday. Lots of footy news breaking at the moment though, so keep clicking back for more here at AFL.com.au, where the footy news is always free.